Hello! If you have blocks, you can set them at the top of your mat, and we'll start our class today in downward facing dog. And take a few breaths here to land. Any little movements, pedal out the legs, maybe shake the head yes and no. And 2 to 3 more breaths. Any little movements or maybe find stillness. When you feel ready, we'll inhale, the right leg will lift. You can bend your knee, stack your hips, maybe draw some circles with the knees or bend and straighten the right leg, creating a little movement through this right side. And when you feel ready, we'll step right foot between the hands, high crescent lunge. First time here, see if you can really root down into the feet, get out any little wobbles. 2 to 3 more breaths. Option 2, extend the arms up overhead if you're not already there. And then maybe spiral the pinkies in towards one another, create a little more space into the shoulders. One more full breath in. Can you inhale, lengthen up, maybe lift your gaze. And on your exhale, we'll plant the hands, step back, meet in a high plank. Pause here for a breath at the top. Can you press the floor away, pull the shoulder blades apart. On your next exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank. Breath into upward facing. And breath out, downward facing. Full breath in. Full breath out. On your next inhale, left leg will lift. You can bend your knee, stack your hips. Movement or stillness on this side. When you feel ready, we'll step the left foot between the hands, high crescent lunge. Begin to root down into the feet. See if you can draw the belly in towards your spine as you tuck the tailbone down. Inhale, lengthen up and out of the ribs. On your exhale, can you relax shoulders away from ears, maybe sink the hips a little deeper. One more full breath in, maybe lift your gaze. On your exhale, we'll plant the hands, step back, meet in a high plank. Pause here for a breath at the top of the plank. Again, draw the belly in towards your spine. Then can you pull the shoulder blades apart, shoulders away from ears. On your next inhale, point your toes, shift the weight forward, shoulders past the wrists. Exhale, come down at low plank. Breath into upward facing. And breath out, downward facing. Breathe in. Breathe out. Ujjayi, breath in. Ujjayi, breath out. We'll take this and we'll flow it, breath to movement. On your next inhale, right leg will lift. Foot between the hands, high crescent lunge. Inhale lifts you up to standing. Maybe you lift the gaze, find a little back bend, then find a little pause. As you exhale, plant the hands, step it back, high to low plank. Breath into upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. One breath, inhale. And exhale. Inhaling, left leg will lift. Exhale, foot between the hands, high crescent lunge. Inhale lifts you up. See if you can maybe explore a little back bend, maybe find a little pause. As you exhale, take that breath all the way down, plant the hands, step it back, chaturanga, high to low plank. Breath into upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Full breath in. Empty the breath out. Adding on your next inhale, right leg will lift. Exhale, crunch in, knee to nose. Breathe in, sweep it back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged. Exhale, knee to nose and pause. Again, can you press the floor away? And draw the right thigh in a little closer towards the chest. Maybe lift the right heel. See if you can carefully foot between the hands, high crescent lunge. Inhale lifts you up, take a little pause, root down into the feet. Take another full breath in. Can you lengthen up and out of the ribs? This time we'll take an open twist right fingers back, left fingers forward. A few breaths here, soft bend in the elbows. Can you draw the right shoulder back, left shoulder forward, and initiate the twist from the torso? As you inhale, maybe lengthen up. Exhale, maybe twist a little deeper, maybe even bend into your right leg, sink the hips a little deeper. Keep your twist. Inhale to exalt, reach the left fingers up overhead, maybe lift your gaze as you reach the right hand down. We're going to transition into an airplane lunge. So option 2, windmill the arms forward and then back to airplane arms. Keeping the lunge here, think about squeezing the pinky shoulder blades in towards one another and shoulders away from ears. Keep drawing the right hip back in space, lengthen the chest forward. Stay here or send the fingers forward, diagonal lunge, biceps by the ears. Moving here with the breath on your exhale, sweep it back, airplane lunge. Inhale, reach the fingers forward. One more time, exhale, sweep it back. Inhale, reach the fingers forward, diagonal. This time we'll bring hands to heart center. Pause here for breath, lengthen through the spine all the way through the crown of the head. Dragon twist, left hand to the inside of the right foot, right fingers reach up overhead. You can choose to stay here, option for a side plank, bringing that right leg up and over. Wherever you are, 3 more breaths. See if you can press down, lift your hips, maybe lift your gaze. If you're in the side plank, think about really squeezing through the left oblique, maybe even lift your top leg. One more inhale. Chaturanga on your exhale, high to low plank. Breath into upward facing. Breath out, downward facing. Full breath in. Empty the breath out. 2 more breaths, inhale. And exhale. Breathe in. Open mouth, let it go. Other side, inhale, left leg will lift. Exhale, crunch knee to chin. Breathe in, sweep it back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, 3-legged. Exhale, knee to forehead and hold here. Again, press the floor away. Can you lift that left heel just a little bit higher? Carefully, foot between the hands, high crescent lunge. Inhale lifts you up. Pause here for a breath, root down into the feet, reconnect with the breath. On your next inhale, lengthen up and out of the ribs. Here's the change, open, twist left, left fingers back, right fingers forward. And take your time to really root down into the feet. As you inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, maybe twist a little deeper, twisting from the torso, left shoulder back, right shoulder forward. Stay active all the way through the fingertips, so really reach towards the front and back ends of the mat. Open up through the collarbone, engage the upper back. Keep your twist, inhale to exalt. Reach the right fingers up overhead. See if you can create space through both sides of the ribs. One more full breath in. Here's that transition, airplane lunge. You can windmill the arms forward and then back if you'd like. Eventually we'll sweep the arms back behind us to airplane. Pausing here, root down into the feet. Draw your left hip back in space. Nice long line from the back heel through the spine all the way through the crown of the head. On your inhale, reach the fingers forward, keep the length. Exhale, sweep it back, airplane lunge. 2 more times, inhale, reach the fingers forward, diagonal. Exhale, sweep it back. Last time, inhale, reach the fingers forward, biceps by the ears. Can you invite a little more ease into the shoulders, the jaw? Hands to heart center. Pause here for breath. Keep the length as you reach the crown of the head forward. Dragon twist, right hand to the inside of the left foot, left fingers up towards the sky. Your choice, stay here or find the side plank. Left leg up and over. Can you press down to lift the hips? Maybe bring your gaze up past the left shoulder wherever you are. 2 more breaths. Keep squeezing through the right oblique as you lift the hips a little higher, maybe even lift your top leg if you're in the side plank. 1 more full breath in. On your exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank. Breath into upward facing. Breath out, downward facing. Full breath in. Empty the breath out. You have about 5 to 6 breaths to get your feet towards your hands. Option 2, slowly tiptoe the feet forward. You can lower the knees, or option for some handstand hops. About 2 to 3 more breaths. Whenever you're ready, we'll meet at the top of our mat in a forward fold. On your next inhale, we'll lift up to halfway Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, empty and fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose, sweep your arms high, hips low. Can choose to stay here or sweep the arms back to chair plane, or maybe lift the heels for a drinking bird. 2 more times. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, chair. Exhale, sweep the arms back. 1 more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. This time, one-legged mountain, right leg in towards the chest. Inhale, lifts you up. You can choose to stay here or take a figure 4. Bring that right leg across, bend your knees, sink your hips. About 3 to 4 breaths. You can choose to stay, option maybe to add a twist or play with an arm balance. A few more breaths. And slowly begin to unwind. We'll come back into that one-legged mountain, right leg in towards the chest. And just passing through warrior 3, send the right leg back. You can airplane the arms if you'd like. High crescent lunge, bend into your left leg, step it back, inhale. Warrior 2 on your exhale. Full breath in, full breath out. Inhale, peaceful warrior, reverse. And on your exhale, take that breath all the way down, chaturanga, high to low plank. Maybe float the left leg if you'd like. Breath into upward facing. Breath out, downward facing. Full breath in. Empty the breath out. On your next inhale, we'll bring the gaze forward past your fingertips. And bend your knees. You can walk, step, or float feet to hands. Other side, breath into halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose, sweep your arms high, hips low. Exhale, sweep the arms back, chair plane, maybe drinking bird. 1 more time, inhale. And exhale. Left leg in towards the chest, one-legged mountain. And take your time, figure 4, other side, bring that left leg across, bend your knees, sink your hips. A few breaths here, option to play with a twist or maybe an arm balance. About 2 to 3 more breaths. When you feel about ready, you can begin to unwind, come back the way you came, left leg in towards the chest, one-legged mountain. And just passing through warrior 3, send the left leg back. You can airplane the arms. Bend into your right leg, step it back, high crescent lunge, inhale. Warrior 2 on your exhale. Full breath in. Full breath out, maybe sink the hips a little deeper. Breath into reverse, peaceful warrior. And on your exhale, take that breath all the way down, chaturanga, high to low plank. Maybe float the right leg this time. Breath into upward facing. And breath out, downward facing. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time, Ujjayi breath in, Ujjayi breath out. This time on your next inhale, right leg will lift. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Breathe in, sweep it back. Knee comes across to left elbow. Inhale, three-legged. Exhale, knee to nose and pause. Can you draw that thigh in a little bit closer? Right foot between the hands, warrior two. A few breaths here, maybe some movement if you'd like. Option two, flip palms up towards the sky, or maybe lift the right heel. Again, staying active all the way through the fingertips, reaching towards opposite ends of the room. 2 more breaths. On your next inhale, reverse peaceful warrior. Exhale, goddess pose, heels in, toes out, bend your knees, sink your hips. 2 more times. Inhale, open up, 5-pointed star. Exhale, goddess. Last time, inhale. And exhale, this time we'll hold at the bottom, goddess pose. Option two, play with maybe lifting one heel and then the other, or any other variation that you'd like. About 2 to 3 more breaths. When you're ready, we'll lower the heels. Inhale, open up, 5-pointed star. And back towards the front of the mat, warrior two. This time, extended side angle. You can reach the fingers forward. Exhale, hinge. A few breaths here. You can take some movement through the top arm if you'd like. Option for half bind or full bind. Extra strengthening core challenge. You can extend the right arm forward, or maybe reach both arms up overhead, biceps by the ears. Option to play with a bird of paradise, about 2 or 3 more breaths. Wherever you are, can you think about drawing the left shoulder back, right shoulder under, and keeping the chest open over towards the left side of the mat. One more full breath in. Stay for the exhale. Inhale to reverse peaceful warrior. And exhale, take that breath all the way down, chaturanga, high to low plank. Breath into upward facing. Breath out, downward facing. Full breath in. Full breath out. Again, inhale. And exhale. Other side, inhale, left leg will lift. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Breathe in, sweep it back. Knee comes across to right elbow. Inhale, three-legged. Exhale, knee to nose and pause. Again, press the floor away. Can you lift that left heel, draw the thigh in a little bit closer towards the chest? Foot between the hands, warrior two. A few breaths here, maybe some movement, or maybe lift the left heel. Again, really reaching towards opposite ends of the room. Can you open up through the collarbone, activate the muscles in the upper back? On your next breath in, we'll inhale to reverse. Exhale, goddess pose, heels in, toes out, bend your knees, sink your hips. 2 more times. Inhale, open up, 5-pointed star. And exhale, goddess. Again, breathe in. Breathe out, bend your knees, sink your hips, goddess pose will hold. Can stay here, take the variation, option to lift and lower both heels at the same time. Breathing here for 2 more breaths. When you're ready, we'll lower the heels. Inhale, open up, 5-pointed star. And pivot back towards the front, warrior two. Extended side angle, reach the fingers forward, exhale, hinge. A few breaths here. You can explore the same variation that you did on the first side, Think about using that top arm to make you a little bit lighter, drawing the right shoulder back this time, left shoulder under. Squeezing the shoulder blades together, open up through the chest, 2 more breaths. Slowly, as you're ready, inhale to reverse, peaceful. And on your exhale, take that breath all the way down, chaturanga, high to low plank. Breath into upward facing. Breath out, downward facing. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2 more breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Ujjayi breath in. Ujjayi breath out. Okay, last sequence here before we put that all together. On your next inhale, right leg will lift. This time, exhale, crunch in, knee to nose. Pause here. Choose to stay or inhale. Swing the right knee over towards the right elbow. As you exhale, swing it across to the left. 2 more times. Inhale over towards the right. Exhale, bring it across left. 1 more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, sweep it back, 3-legged. Right foot between the hands, high crescent lunge. Inhale lifts you up. And take a moment to pause, reconnect with the breath, root down into the feet. 1 more inhale. Can you lengthen up and out of the ribs? This time we'll take an open twist right. Right fingers back, left fingers forward. We've been here before, so maybe bend into your right leg, sink the hips a little deeper. And again, twisting from the core, can you draw the right shoulder back, left shoulder forward? Inhale to exalt, keep the twist, left fingers up towards the sky. We'll sweep the arms back to airplane. You can windmill the arms forward if you'd like, and then sweep them back as you lengthen the chest forward. Keep drawing the right hip back in space. Press into the left heel as you light up the spinal muscles, reach the crown of the head forward. Diagonal lunge, reach the fingers forward as you inhale. This time, warrior 3, shift the weight forward. You can airplane the arms if you'd like. And 2 more breaths here. Can you press down strong to the right leg to lift the right hip up, square the left hip down. And as you inhale, maybe sweep the arms forward, biceps by the ears. Exhale, maybe sweep them back. 1 more breath, inhale. And exhale. When you're ready, we'll meet in a forward fold, feet together, let the head hang heavy. You can pedal out through the legs, maybe shake the head yes and no, maybe reaching for a bind, opposite elbow or hands behind the head or back. You can choose to stay here or option for Malasana, finding that yogi squat, heels and toes out. You can choose to stay at a variation, option for crow pose. A few breaths here. Whenever you feel ready, you can step or jump back, chaturanga, high to low plank. And breath into upward facing. And breath out, downward facing. Full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale. And exhale. Other side, inhale, left leg will lift. Exhale, knee to nose and pause. Stay here or inhale, swing the knee over towards the left elbow. Exhale, bring it across right. 2 more times, inhale. And exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, sweep it back, 3-legged. Foot between the hands, high crescent lunge. Inhale lifts you up. Again, take a moment to pause, reconnect with the breath, root down into the feet. On your next inhale, lengthen up and out of the ribs. Exhale, open twist left, left fingers back, right fingers reach forward. Soften in the elbows. Again, reaching towards opposite ends of the room. Keep your twist. Inhale to exalt, right hand up towards the sky, left fingers reach down towards the mat. Can you lift the gaze, open up through both sides of the ribs? One more full breath in. And sweep the arms back, airplane lunge. Maybe circle the arms forward and then back. Pausing here, again, drawing the left hip back in space. Press into the right heel, then feel the spinal muscles engage as you lengthen the crown of the head forward. Keep your chest low. Inhale, diagonal lunge, reach the fingers forward, biceps by the ears. Here's the change, warrior 3. You can airplane the arms if you'd like as you shift the weight forward onto the left leg. Can you stay active through both feet? So not only pressing strong to the left leg, but also into the right heel. And then activating through that leg, activating through the spinal muscles, lengthen the crown of the head forward, and then maybe inhale, reach the arms forward, biceps by the ears. One more full breath in. Full breath out, feet together, forward fold. Second set of a ragdoll. Option to take that malasana again if you'd like. Option to take that into crow pose, maybe crow pose into tripod headstand. About 2 or 3 more breaths. Whenever you feel ready, you can step or jump back chaturanga, high to low plank. Breath into upward facing, and breath out downward facing. Full breath in, full breath out. 2 more breaths, inhale, and exhale. Breathe in, empty the breath out. All right, we'll piece that all together with a couple extras if you'd like. When you're ready, we'll inhale, right leg will lift. You can bend your knee, stack your hips. Your choice, stay here or flip your dog. If you're flip, can you press down, lift the hips, maybe a little lighter on the right toes, maybe you pick them up. See if you can open up through the chest as you reach the right fingers forward. Here's our first little change. We're going to make our way into a dragon twist, extra challenge wherever you are. See if you can keep that right hand lifted as you slowly draw the right knee in towards the chest. Step it forward, dragon twist. Pausing here, right down into the feet. See if you can use your top arm to make you a little bit lighter. Strong through the legs, inner thighs, the core. Exalted warrior. Keep your twist. Right arm lifts you up to standing. We'll windmill it back. Left arm up overhead. One more full breath in. Open up through the ribs. On your exhale, airplane lunge, you can windmill the arms back. Keep your chest low. Diagonal lunge. Inhale. This time, warrior 3. On your exhale, you can airplane the arms back if you'd like, or maybe bring hands to prayer. And pausing here, working towards that capital letter T. You can choose to stay here, option for a revolved half moon. So hands can come to prayer. Maybe left hand reaches down to mat or block, right hand to hip, or right fingers extend up overhead. A few breaths here. You can maybe explore the variation a little lighter on the left fingers, or maybe find a bind right hand to left foot. One more full breath in. Full breath out. When you're ready, release, feet together, forward fold. A few breaths here. Maybe pedal out through the legs, shake the head, yes and no. On your next inhale, we'll lift up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, empty the breath and fold. Utkatasana, chair pose, sweep your arms high, hips low. Exhale, sweep them back, chair plane, or maybe drinking bird. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Right leg in towards the chest, one-legged mountain. And take your time, figure four, bring that right leg across, bend your knee, sink your hips. 2 to 3 breaths here. You can stay, maybe explore a twist. And slowly begin to unwind, right leg in towards the chest. Maybe extend the right heel forward. And just passing through warrior three, send the right leg back. High crescent lunge, bend into your left leg, step it back, inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Warrior two on your exhale. Breath into reverse, peaceful warrior. Exhale, goddess pose, bend your knees, sink your hips. One more time, inhale, open up, 5-pointed star. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, open up, 5-pointed star. And back towards the front, warrior two. On your own time, extended side angle, reach the fingers forward, exhale, hinge. You can choose to stay in the extended side angle, take a variation, or maybe this time find a half moon pose. Shifting the weight forward, strong in the left leg. Left hand maybe to a block or hover the fingers. Again, can you stay active through both legs? So press not only into the left leg, but also into the right. Working here to stack right hip over left, wherever you are, opening up the chest over towards the right edge of the mat. 2 more breaths. And take your time, peaceful warrior, bend into your left leg, step it back, inhale to reverse. Listen carefully. Plant the hands, frame the left foot, sweep the left leg back, 3-legged dog. When you're ready, you can choose to stay here, maybe bend your knee, stack your hips, or maybe flip your dog. If you're flipped, can you press down, lift the hips, reach the left fingers forward, maybe a little lighter on the left toes. Here's that change, dragon twist. See if you can keep the left hand lifted, and slowly, carefully, bring the left knee in towards the chest and step it forward, dragon twist. Pause here for a breath, root down into the feet, squeeze at the inner thighs, engage the core. Keep your twist, inhale to exalt. Left arm lifts you up to standing, begin to windmill that right arm up and back, maybe lift your gaze. Can you press a little more into your right foot to square your right hip forward and then open up through the right ribs? One more inhale. Airplane lunge, you can windmill the arms back as you lengthen the chest forward. Keep the chest low, diagonal lunge, inhale, sweep the fingers forward. Warrior three, you can airplane the arms as you'd like. As you shift the weight forward onto the left leg, right leg begins to lift. Stay here, or option 4, revolved half moon. You can bring hands to prayer. Right fingers reach down towards mat or block, left hand to hip, or maybe reach the left fingers up overhead. Again, staying active through both legs, so not only pressing into the left leg, but also into the right to really lengthen through the spine. And on your exhale, maybe twist a little deeper. Option for a bind, maybe left hand to right foot, or maybe reach the right fingers forward. One more full breath in. Feet together, forward fold. A few breaths here, you can pedal out through the legs, maybe shake the head, yes and no. When you're ready, breath into halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose, sweep your arms high, hips low. Exhale, sweep the arms back, drinking bird. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Left leg in towards the chest, one-legged mountain. And take your time, figure 4, bring that leg across, bend your knees, sink your hips. 2 or 3 more breaths. And slowly begin to unwind left leg in towards the chest. Maybe you extend the left heel forward. Warrior 3, just passing through, send the left leg back. High crescent lunge, bend into your right leg, step it back, inhale. Warrior 2 on your exhale. Breath into reverse peaceful warrior. Exhale, goddess pose, heels in, toes out, bend your knees, sink your hips. Inhale, open up, 5-pointed star. One more time, exhale, goddess. Inhale, open up, 5-pointed star. Pivot towards the front, warrior 2. Almost there, extended side angle, reach the fingers forward and exhale, hinge. A few more breaths. You can stay here, add a variation or option for the half moon balance. About 2 or 3 more breaths. If you're in the half moon, can you stay active through both legs? Working here to stack left shoulder over right, maybe reach for the bind. One more full breath in. And stay for the exhale. Peaceful warrior, inhale to reverse. And on your exhale, take that breath all the way down, chaturanga, high to low plank. Breath into upward facing. And this time we'll meet in child's pose. A few breaths here, maybe close the eyes. You can tilt the head side to side, massage through the forehead, release through the shoulders, the neck. As you inhale deeply, begin to fill up through the belly, feel the ribs expand, chest lift. And exhale, let it go. I'll offer a frog pose for our hip opener today. If you'd like, you can choose to stay in the child's pose or maybe walk the knees out a little bit wider. Or if you'd like to make your way to frog pose, we'll lift up into tabletop, any little movements that you need along the way. Ensuring the hips are in line with the knees, bring your heels in, point the toes out. Begin to walk the knees out wide. You can lower down to forearms or maybe melt the chest down towards the mat. About 5 or 6 more breaths here. You can stay here longer if you need. If you're in frog pose, I like to exit the pose by sliding all the way forward onto the belly. You can bring the knees together, sink the hips back, find an embryo pose. A few more breaths. You can choose to stay here as long as you'd like. Eventually, we'll make our way into Shavasana, add any movements or poses that you need along the way. We'll be here for about a minute. If you'd like, you can pause the audio if you need extra time. Otherwise, I'll be here to bring you back into the space to close the class. You have an invitation to stay here longer if you need. If you feel ready to come back to the surface, you can take a full breath in And empty the breath out. Option 2, hug the legs in towards the chest or maybe extend arms up overhead. Eventually, we'll make our way up into a seat. If you'd like to end class there, maybe bring hands to heart center. We'll close our class with a single breath. As you're ready, begin to fill through the belly, ribs, chest. Take that breath all the way up. Open mouth, let something go. Thank you so much for allowing me to share my practice with you today, and I hope to be with you next time you're on your mat.